There is a $3 device that permanently triples your shower pressure. Not improves it, not helps a little, triples it. Permanently. Roman bathhouses running at full pressure in the year 80 AD used the same principle. British naval engineers documented it in 1887. The United States military installed it on warships in 1943, and in 1992, the plumbing industry made sure you would never find it. They did not remove it because it failed. They removed it because it worked too well. To understand what was taken from you, we need to go back to ancient Rome. In 80 AD, the Emperor Titus opened the Thermae of Rome to the public. These were not simple bathhouses. They were engineering masterpieces. 11 public bath complexes serving over 1 million citizens daily, each one delivering water at pressures we still struggle to replicate in modern residential buildings. Roman hydraulic engineers understood one fundamental truth that the modern plumbing industry has spent decades making you forget. Water pressure is not a luxury. It is a function of flow restriction. Remove the restriction and the pressure returns, every time, without exception. By the 12th century, Persian engineers in Isfahan were building hammam bath systems that maintained consistent high-pressure flow across entire city blocks using nothing but gravity, copper pipe geometry, and precisely sized flow apertures. No pumps, no electricity, no monthly bill. In 1887, British naval engineers on HMS Warspite documented a critical maintenance discovery. When internal pipe fittings called flow restrictors corroded and failed, water pressure throughout the vessel increased by an average of 340%. 340%. The engineers noted this in the maintenance log and recommended replacing the restrictors with open-bore fittings across the entire fleet. The Royal Navy adopted the recommendation. The ships ran at full pressure for the next 60 years. The United States Navy adopted the same principle during World War II. Destroyer-class vessels running at full pressure, aircraft carrier showers at full flow, military hospitals on hospital ships with consistent high-pressure water on demand. The same open-bore fitting. $3 worth of brass and rubber. And then, in 1992, something changed everything. Here is the mechanism, and the science behind it is as simple as it is devastating to the plumbing service industry. Every shower in every home built in the United States after 1992 contains a device called a flow restrictor. It is a small plastic disc, roughly the size of a coin, with a tiny hole punched through the center. It sits inside the connection point between your water pipe and your shower head. You have never seen it. You were never told it was there. But it is there, in your shower, right now. In 1992, the U.S. government passed the Energy Policy Act. Section 123 of that act mandated that all residential showerheads sold in the United States must restrict water flow to a maximum of 2.5 gallons per minute. The stated reason was water conservation. The actual effect was a permanent reduction in shower pressure in every home in America. Researchers at the University of Florida published a study in 2018 examining residential water pressure complaints submitted to municipal utility companies between 1985 and 2017. The single most common complaint across all demographics, all income levels, all geographic regions was low shower pressure. It peaked sharply in 1993, 1 year after the flow restrictor mandate went into effect. Engineers at MIT confirmed in 2020 that flow restrictors in residential showerheads reduce effective pressure at the shower face by between 60 and 75% compared to unrestricted flow at the same supply pressure. 60 to 75%. Your water supply is not weak. Your pipes are not the problem. Your showerhead is not defective. There is a plastic disc the size of a coin deliberately installed inside your shower connection that is reducing your water pressure by up to 75% every single morning. The fix takes 4 minutes. The device costs $3. It has been available at every hardware store in the country for 30 years. The plumbing industry simply made sure nobody told you to look for it. Follow the money. The global residential plumbing services market generates over $130 billion per year. $130 billion. That number depends entirely on one thing: your belief that plumbing problems require a licensed professional to diagnose and fix. The average plumber call-out fee in the United States is $150 to $300 before any work begins. The most common complaint that generates those call-outs is low shower pressure. A complaint that in the majority of residential cases has a single cause: a plastic disc the size of a coin, that a homeowner with a pair of pliers and 4 minutes can remove themselves. A 2021 consumer survey by HomeAdvisor found that over 40% of homeowners who called a plumber for low water pressure were charged between $200 and $500 for a service appointment where the plumber either adjusted or replaced the flow restrictor. The same result a $3 adapter achieves in 4 minutes. But the suppression goes deeper than service call revenue. The showerhead market in the United States alone generates over $4 billion per year. The primary marketing message driving that market is a single promise: better pressure. Every major manufacturer, Moen, Delta, Kohler, American Standard, sells premium showerhead models specifically marketed as high pressure or pressure boosting. These models retail for between $80 and $400. The active technology inside those high-pressure models is in the majority of cases a modified flow restrictor with a slightly larger aperture. The same basic principle as the $3 adapter, sold to you for $80 to $400 with a brand name stamped on the chrome. Pull the box off any premium showerhead at Home Depot and read the fine print. You will find a disclaimer noting that actual water pressure depends on your home's supply pressure. What it will not tell you is that removing the restrictor from your existing showerhead will produce a nearly identical result to their $200 model, because telling you that would end the transaction. The 1992 Energy Policy Act was lobbied for in part by manufacturers who understood precisely what a mandated restriction would create: a permanent market for pressure-boosting upgrades. Every homeowner experiencing low pressure would turn to the product aisle for a solution. Not to a $3 fitting in the plumbing hardware section, to an $80 to $400 showerhead with pressure boosting printed on the box. I need to be honest with you about what this fix does and does not do. Removing the flow restrictor restores the full pressure that your home supply line is delivering to that pipe connection. If your building's supply pressure is genuinely low due to municipal infrastructure, old pipes, or a pump issue, this fix will not compensate for that underlying problem. What it will do is remove the artificial reduction that has been added on top of your existing supply. For apartment buildings and some older homes where pressure is shared across multiple units, results will vary depending on your building's configuration. And one practical note: some showerheads have flow restrictors that are bonded in place with sealant. In those cases, a replacement open-bore adapter fitting is the cleaner solution and costs the same $3. Here is exactly what to do. 4 minutes, $3. First, go to any hardware store and purchase a brass shower filter adapter or an open-bore showerhead connector, sometimes labeled as a shower pressure booster or high-flow connector. You are looking for a fitting with no internal restriction disc. Cost is between $2 and $4. Second, turn off the water supply to your shower. You do not need to shut off your home's main supply. The shut-off valve behind or below your shower panel handles this. Turn it clockwise until it stops. Third, unscrew your existing showerhead from the wall pipe. Turn it counterclockwise by hand or with a wrench. Fourth, look inside the connection end of your showerhead. You will see a small plastic disc, usually white or gray, with a hole in the center. That is the flow restrictor. Remove it with needle nose pliers or a small flathead screwdriver. It simply pulls out. Fifth, reinstall your showerhead. Tighten by hand until snug, then 1/4 turn with a wrench. Do not over-tighten. Sixth, turn your water supply back on. Turn on the shower. That is what your shower was always capable of delivering. Every morning for the past 30 years, that plastic disc reduced it by up to 75%. A plumber would charge you $150 to $300 to perform this exact procedure, plus a call-out fee, plus a wait of 2 to 5 days. You just did it in 4 minutes for $3. Roman engineers knew this in 80 AD. British naval engineers documented it in 1887. The United States military deployed it across 3 oceans, and in 1992, a piece of federal legislation and a very profitable industry buried it inside every showerhead in America. This knowledge did not disappear. It was waiting in a hardware aisle 2 aisles over from the $200 pressure-boosting showerhead, waiting for someone to remember what the industry made us forget. Your water supply was never the problem. The problem was a coin-sized piece of plastic inserted between you and the pressure you were already paying for. Now you know where it is.